Hello everyone, I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Dark Souls 2, Skull of the First Sin. Yep. Last we left off, we continued our trek through Brightstone Cove. Yep. I think we started off at the bonfire up top, just past the Prowling Magus congregation fight. Yep. There's a bonfire right there. Yep. Yeah, so we started there, hopped down, trying to remember exactly where we went. Did we hop down? No, not yet. We didn't do that just yet. No, we went from the bonfire back out front of the little cathedral where the Magus was, and we did a drop down, or jump across. Yeah, because the building opposite there, where that we jumped to, had Pate, or had mild-mannered Pate, and Creighton the Wanderer. Yep. Creighton caught up with Pate, and they were in a fight. Yep. And we had a choice. We could either let them fight, or we could help. And the choice is we either help Pate kill Creighton, or help Creighton to kill Pate. And since we already got all of Pate's stuff, we decided to help Creighton. Yep. Yeah, because Pate gave us his stuff after we summoned him for the last giant and found him in Earthen Peak. But Creighton hadn't given us his stuff yet, so we killed Pate. Yep. Yeah, you have to do, I think, most of the damage to Pate in order to get Creighton's stuff, but yeah, so we killed Pate. Pate drops his usual drops, his spear and his ring, the Ring of Thorns. And then we talked to Creighton. He gave us the Seldora Den Key. No matter who you help, they'll each give you the Seldora Den Key. So you'll get that no matter what. But since we helped Creighton and we did most of the damage against Pate, we talked to him again and he gave us his armor set. I think it's called Creighton. Yeah. His steel mask, his chainmail, gloves, and leggings. I'm actually wearing the chainmail here, which I kind of like. Not bad. So we did that little event. Creighton's still alive. I think he's still up top, if I'm not mistaken. And then after that, we booked it back. Well, actually, we cleared out that room. Yeah, went through the door, picked up, I think, another soul items, a spider there. And then we went back up to the bonfire. Yep. Yeah, I guess the last episode was just a lot of jump down or drop downs. Homeward, back up top. Drop down, homeward, back up. So, there's a lot of that. Yep. So, we just, from the bonfire, back down the stairs, lit the sconce, stealth some spiders, a mage, zipped across the zip line. There's a crystal lizard, which I don't remember what he drops. Just think like some shards or twinkly titanite. Yep. And then after that, we did a jump across into a little doorway, alcove, whatever you want to call it. There was a large shard, I believe a large shard in there. Then we zip back up top, back downstairs, spiders, mage, zip line. Instead of jumping across, we just kind of hopped down, hopped further down. Trying to remember, mage at the very bottom. There's an Estus shard up there. I think at that point we went back up. Yep, back downstairs. Spider, mage, zip line. I'm trying to remember exactly. And there was another drop down that led to some pots, which led to the hollowed that was being controlled by one of the spiders on its back. Yeah, it led to a room with a lever, some more spiders and infested hollows. I call them infested, but they just hollows with the spider on their back. Yeah, so just more of those. Yeah, another sconce. The lever lowered a chest we can jump to, containing these other ritual band +1. I think we went back up, jumped down, dealt with the mages, made it to the bottom to check the door, got invaded by the Forlorn in the bad spot. Try to go to the door, got invaded by Bowman Guthrie, dealt with the mages. It was a real hot mess, that one travel. getting stuck in the corner with the Forlorn, and then you go out trying to check the door, and you get Bowman Guthrie while trying to parry the spells from the mage. But just a lot of up and down. Just trying to get the items, all the items I can. Yeah. But then we eventually made it all the way to the bottom. Yeah, we cleared out all the stuff, made our way down here. Well, we actually didn't go down here just yet. Because there was up where we, the spiders with the mage, instead of going across the zip line, there was a little drop down, which led to a hallway to a room with 2 mages up top. To trigger the spider trap up there. Grab some urns. There's a little ladder down here. Clear out the spiders. This door only opens from the side. Bonfire. Then we went down to the next room over, which I think is over here. Or am I missing it? I don't know. Oh, it's over to our left. Yeah. It's on the other side of this wall here. It's a room containing weaponsmith Ornifex, who we talked to, and as a thanks for freeing her, she allowed us to get our first boss trade for free. Yeah. The first trade you make with her is for free. So we ended up trading the old Dragon Slayer soul for the Dragon Slayer spear. I think I still have it. I put it in the box. Never mind. And it takes Petrified Dragon Bone, so I'm not quite ready to use it just yet. But so we talked to Weaponsmith Ornifex. Yeah, I think we just traded a soul item. I think we bought some stuff. I don't quite remember what else I did with her. Yeah, I think I just traded the one soul for her. And then after that, we went to the other room next to her. Yeah, there's another room next to her containing some more spiders, another infested hollow, secret-ish room in the back. You just gotta bust over in a shelf to get there, containing a chest containing soul vortex and something else. I'm trying to remember what else. The crescent axe. Yes, the crescent axe. Yep, and then we kind of went through a hole, led us to a drop down. I think it was another item. I think there was another soul item. Led to the door to the next section, the Brightstone Cove. I think at that point we just decided to stop. Yeah, I decided to stop there, came back here, or went back to Majula or something. Yep, and that was it. Actually, it wasn't it. I think the very first thing we did that episode was we went and talked to Carillion of the Fold, because I had a 30 intelligence, which was enough for him to give us the Northern Ritual Band +1. Yeah. That was actually the very first thing we did last episode. Then we came back to Brightstone, did all of our drop downs, back up, drop downs, back up. And yeah, and that was it. Yeah, that was it. Quite a number of upgraded materials in this little area. Yeah. Got invaded by the Forlorn, Bowman Guthrie, which I was kind of surprised he invades here. I did not expect him to invade here. Yeah. I knew about the Forlorn, I just wasn't sure about Guthrie. But yeah, and that was it. Just a lot of, again, drop downs, ups, invasions, Ornifex. Yeah. And between episodes, I finished up my Covenant item farming. Yeah. I went and got enough of the Sunlight medals to rank up the Warriors of Sunlight to level 3, as well as the Rat Tails to rank up the Rat King Covenant to level 3. Yeah, so that didn't take as much time as I thought. Yeah, I had to use up all my rusted coins though, which is kind of hard to get. Yeah, rusted coins just boost item discovery by I think like 100. I think. I don't know. I think it's either a flat like 100 or a single %, but it just boosts item discovery. So I got the 30 Sunlight medals for these Warriors of Sunlight, turned them all in, one at a time. Yes, one at a time. And for our rewards, we actually got, for rank 1, we got this, the Sunlight Parma. Small shield depicting a hero of yore. Perhaps these famous champions are no more, or perhaps they have no desire to appear in public view. But their very absence has made tales of their brave deeds all more alluring. This shield memorializes one of their brethren. Shield of Solaire. Yeah. This is one of those shield design contest winners. Yeah, FromSoft, Bandai Namco. They had a shield design contest, and this was one of the winners. That was the rank 1 reward. Rank 2 was the Sunlight with the Sun Sword. This is Solaire's weapon from Dark Souls 1. A well-forged longsword of unknown origin and exhibiting no special power, but sturdily crafted. Perhaps it does not live up to its name, but nevertheless, merely wielding the sword seems to cause warmth to well up within one's bosom. Just a standard straight sword. Low base damage, but very good scaling with the double B's to start with and scaling. So if you have equal amounts of strength and dexterity, this is a pretty good weapon because it will give you a lot of bonus damage. So on upgrade, we're already doing 221. That was the rank 2 for the Sunlight, and rank 3 was the Sunlight Spear, which is right here. Miracle Land launches a spear of sunlight powered with immense wondrous souls. And one of the ancient original miracles said to have existed from the infancy of the very world. It's the Spear of Lord Gwyn. That's the rank 3 reward for the Words of Sunlight. So you can only get one copy of these per character, no matter how many new game cycles you get, because it's a covenant item and you only get it once. So we have at most, well, right now we have 2 uses. Uses increases as our attunement goes up, but yeah, didn't get any really usable amount. You have to like max out your attunement. But so that was the rank 3 reward of the Sunlight Covenant. And the Recount Covenant, the rank 1 reward was 10 small, smooth and silky stones, which I traded with Dina and Tillo. Rank 2 of the Recount Covenant was 10 of the regular smooth and silky stones, which again I traded with Dina and Tillo. And rank 3 was the Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring. So I can find it right here. This is the rank 3 reward. Old Ring of the Melfian Magic Academy depicts a soundless slumbering dragon, makes the sounds made by its wearer, masks the sounds made by its wearer. Though unknown for certainty, some say the founders of the Academy were sinful men who came from across the northern seas. The sorceries they left behind were fragmentary and barely legible, leading to the loss of much of their wisdom. And from Dark Souls 1, we know this was the ring of the Vinheim Dragon School. And according to this, Vinheim is from the northern seas, or across the northern seas. So, Drangelic is in a very different land. But I guess because of the end of the world effect, it gets shoved towards Lordran, I guess. I don't know. Dark Souls. But, yeah, that was the rank 3 reward of the Recount Covenant. So, those 2 are done. The only one I have to farm for now would be the Path of the Dragon one, which is going to be a lot later on. Yeah, I think we have to get to Dragon Ares for that to even be possible. So done for that for now, thank God. I also went and grabbed some item farmings. I farmed the infested little hollows in the area for the Seldora set. I got the whole set, which each individual piece does increase souls gain. Cap worn by settlers of Seldora, rather fancy but with little defense and unfit for battle. It flourished with the discovery of Brightstone deep under this element, but with the prosperity came greed in equal measure, and the people were ever in search of that which they lacked. It increases the number of souls acquired. Each piece gives certain amounts of soul gains I think the most is the gloves at 10%. I think the hat and the trousers are like 2.5% each, and then the chest piece is like another 5. So if you wear the whole set, it's another 20%, and it does stack with the silver serpent ring. So you can get a lot of souls pretty quickly if you wear the complete set. So it is very fashionable, I will say that. Yeah, it's the set that Mullen's wearing. So you could kill him for the whole set at the very beginning if you really wanted to, but yeah, I like to keep him around. And so I have the Sildora set. I got the rest of the white mage. Yeah, farm the white mages in this little area. Yeah, we already got their robes. I also got their hood? I think it's the hood. Yeah, right here. White hollow mage hood. Yeah, the white one. Yes, the men's one. It increases intelligence by 1. So also comes with like a little odd looking hat. Okay. I like the little mask on it, but I just don't like the little part jutting out. If it didn't have that part, I would wear it a lot more. But and the white mage also drops, I think, rouge water, the bat staff. Yes, it is a staff with a bat on it. Yep. Staff used by hollow Drangelic sorcerers, callous for sorceries and hexes. The bat affixed to its tips is a simple charm, but it has no bearing on the staff's power. But it turns on the cadaver, poison foes upon contacts in strike attacks. It used to have a poison buildup for its melee attacks, but that got removed in later patches. So yeah, it is a staff with the bat. I think it's also pretty good for hexes as well. I think it's a pretty good hexing staff. And I'm trying to remember what else I did. Also got a bunch of other weapons from these little spiders. They drop weapons as well, like the goblins. Yeah, they drop parry daggers, Vi-handers, bandit axes, some other weapons. Trying to think what else I got. Also traded a whole bunch of smooth silky stones I got from the Racking Covenant, as well as from the pigs, getting the sunlight metals. Got a whole bunch of stuff from them. Mostly infusion stones, some upgrade materials here and there, a few slabs. I think I mentioned that last episode. But I also, between episodes, I also got the rest of their, quote, rare drops. The old whip here. A leather whip that has seen plenty of use. It appears no different than an ordinary whip, but it's charmed by ancient beings that boosts damage inflicted on hollows. Yeah, most likely work of a cleric, but whether the spell is good or evil is unclear. Yep, it does additional damage against hollowed enemies, like regular hollows. I think the infested hollows here, the Gurm, I think the rats. I'm trying to think what else. Maybe skeletons included. I'm not too sure about that. But if it's a hollowed enemy, it'll work on it. This will work against them. It also probably works against Vendra because he's considered hollow, as well as the little trio in Sanctum. And the DLC, there's a gang fight in the DLC challenge area. I think this will work against them as well. But, yeah, it's actually pretty good. 233 straight out the box with the B scaling and dex. Yeah, so it's nothing. Definitely worth it. Not quite as much durability, but the base damage is nuts with the scaling. I think that was the last weapon we needed from the crows. I also got the white ring. This was also another one of the rare drops from the trading with the Tino and Dillo. A precious ring which grants the protection of Quella, god of dreams. Makes its wearer appear as a phantom, misleading invaders. He who set the trap must be wary, for traps are known to spring upon their owners. So, put this on, we get that little white glow effect as if we were summoned. just the visual effects. Has no real gameplay features. Yep. I think that was all the stuff I got. Yeah, I think that was it. I'm trying to remember what else I did. Yeah, I think that was everything. Yep, that was about everything. Yep. Just ranked up Covenant, got the rest of the Covenant offerings, ranked up the Warriors of Sunlight, Racking Covenant, traded with Tino and Dillo, upgraded some weapons, some armors, yeah, plus 10 the Claymore here, plus 6 our mask and Crane's armor and leggings and gloves and all that stuff. Yep. Yeah. That's about it. Yeah, that's all I did between episodes, just more item farming and whatnot. Yep. And with all the souls, I did level up a bit. I think I got our attunement to 25, so now we have an additional attunement slot. And I also put a point into dexterity because I want to get it to 30 dexterity at least. And I think that was about it. I may have topped off my health at 30, but I'm not too sure about that. If I did that between episodes, but that was it. Yep. Item farming, Covenant rewards, a little level up here and there. And today, I'll be doing the rest of Brightstone Cove. Yeah, there's not much left, but yeah, we just have to go across to the other side, this little crevice, ravine, whatever you want to call it, and do that other section of the little village down here, if you want to call it that. Yep. We'll find Creighton's little hideout, the Seldora Den, and we'll find it over there. Another possible invasion of the Forlorn. The super secret pickaxe. It's either a famous secret or it's an infamous secret. I'm not sure how people view it, but you know, basically I have to lure one of the pigs up at the campsite all the way down here in order to uncover the pickaxe. So that might take a hot minute to do. Gonna have to try and clear out as much of the enemies as I can along the way, but yeah. So that might take that might take a minute to actually do, but yeah. And then we've got to find our way to the Duke's Deer Freya. Yep, the last old one in the for us to do. Yep, and then we have to deal with Duke Isildur himself. And then we should have an audience with Aldia. Yep, Aldia should show up after beating Duke's Deer Freya. Yep. It's very important milestones coming up. But yep. And our equipment for today, going with our Claymore plus 10. Yep, can't go wrong with the Claymore. Got our Pyromancy Flame plus 8 because I will be using Pyromancies because, again, spiders are weak to fire, so Freya is susceptible to fire. I mean, she's more resistant than the spiders, but fire's still the weakest against her. So I have a couple of Pyromancies on hand. Kite Shield plus 6, wasn't quite sure what to use, just stuck with a good shield. Got our Ring of Blades plus 1 because, again, we're just doing pure physical, so we get the most out of this. Clear Bluestone for faster cast speed, so I can get my Pyromancies out quicker. Corinthi for regen. I had the Delicate String here because, again, there's another possibility of invasion from the Forlorn. I'd rather get that out of the way. And our armor set up here. I've got my little Wandering Knight, if you want to call it that, or Wandering Warrior, I don't know what you want to call it. But Thief Mask, Crane's Chainmail, Grim Warrior gloves. Very good gloves for this style. I like it. Hay Knight leggings, I think goes well with the chainmail. Got some solid defenses here. Shard gems. I should put on my charcoal resin and throwing knives. Sure, throwing knives. Pine resin again will apply fire to our weapon. Again, spiders are weak to fire, so is Freya. Throwing knives just to maybe finish off an enemy or at least grabs their attention. Here are my stats, looking pretty good. level's getting up there, and our level up, souls to level up is still under 50,000, even though we're closing in on 200. So that's tells you how quickly you can level up in this game. Yeah, because by this point in the other Souls games, in Elden Ring, your level up would probably be in the hundreds of thousands at this point. So yeah, just to give you an idea. But yeah. And at one point in this deck, so we have 28 decks, 25 attunement. I think the next attunement slot's at 30. Yep. So looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Alright. I also have 2 copies of Combustion, Great Combustion, and 2 copies of Flame Swath. So hopefully we should be okay against the spiders. But alright. I think I rambled on long enough. Shall we just get to it? Let's just get to it. Yeah, I already clear out this little ambush, so we don't have to worry about it. But those stupid clerics or mages, whatever. All right. I think we still get hit. Oh no, that's that was Ornifex. It's the next door over. That's right. Look right here, yeah. Alright. Those mages are really, really annoying. Here we go. A little drop down. I think we picked up a soul item from here. And here's the next section. Yeah, there is an item up there, but we can knock that thing down, so we don't have to worry about that. Alright. Quite a number of spiders and infested hollows, but yeah, the possible forlorn invasion is going to be over by that archway if he shows up. And that's if he shows up. Alright. There's a sconce here. Let's light it. Again, lighting the sconce gives us a little safe space for the spiders. I'm pretty sure he's not afraid of fire. I'm pretty sure. You afraid of fire? No. So he's not afraid of fire, but they are. That's good. I saw you, bastards. Bunch of spiders. Yeah, they should back off, yeah, like that. Give us a little safe space. Go. Oh, I love you, Claymore. I love you. Just in case. Through here should be take us up. Torch, don't mind if I do. Yes, that was a jumping attack with the R2 for some reason, even though we shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but it wasn't supposed to. Here's the item. A large shard, don't mind if I do. Alright. Hello. I thought that item was attached to that little platform, but it wasn't. Alright, let's just get rid of you as well, just to be sure. Okay. I don't think there's any fake walls in here. I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's any. You know, do a quick check, but. Yeah. Nope, no fake walls. Oh well. Yeah. Alright. Next stop is the Seldora Den, which is actually through this door. I will not be in front of that door when it goes off. I would use throwing knives or iron arrows. Use some sort of range attack to open the door, because, yeah, that's what happens. You try to open the door by hand, you just get blasted with sand. It doesn't kill you instantly, but it does do damage and knockback, so if you have low enough health, it can kill you, but just use iron arrows, throwing knives, fire bombs. There you go. Yep. This is the Seldora Den. Yep. Alright. One of these chests is trapped. I think it's this one. Yeah. Alright. It's an explosion of sorts, so we're going to hopefully just block it. I think blocking should just work. Yeah, I think blocking would be enough. Alright, so open it, block.
Leave a nasty scar.
Yep. He left the trap. A last goodbye of sorts. Yep. In the chest, 10 rusted coins. We'll take them. Kind of hard to get, but they are useful. And this chest is not trapped, but does contain some interesting gauntlets. Engraved gauntlets. Yep. Very, very interesting gauntlets. Yep. Pretty decent stat-wise. Yep. 12 dex, 12 strength. Stone gauntlets engraved with an odd writing, said to bring good fortune to their wearer. The wealthy merchant Freya searched for these rare and precious gauntlets his entire life, but was not the one who found them. Yep. Rare chance normal attacks become critical hits. That's right. It is a low chance. I think it's only like 2% or something like that. But it can turn normal attacks into critical hits. You will do bonus damage with each hit or with a critical hit. Yep. I think there is a small sound that plays when it does trigger, but they're not bad. I mean, they're not bad looking. Kind of dark, so you can't really see. Yeah, not bad. So, if you want to boost your damage by a little bit every now and then, they're very interesting gauntlets, I'll say that. Yeah, I think Crane's up there. No, he's over there actually, but I want to go back and talk to him now. I think he's hostile at this point now. Yeah, I think he becomes hostile. But I really want to go through all that again. Not really. Screw it. Let's go back to Crane. Let's see if he's actually there. He might have moved on now, or disappeared, but he left us a trap. We must answer for that. Uh-oh, Creighton. Are you still here? No, you're not. Alright. So I guess once you trigger the trap, he disappears. Nice. Alright. That's fine. That's fine. Can't go that way. I can't go that way. We have to jump that way. Go. Nice. Alright, spiders, let's go. You coming? Nope. Alright. Alright, Crane, that's fine. Alright. But that reload now re-roll the forlorn chance to spawn. Be gone. Yeah, if you kill these guys in melee range, they'll get the last laugh. Yeah, they'll attack you. They get one last hit off before they die. Alright. Yep. I think the Forlorn can spawn either here or over there by the door. Yep. That is a spike trap or spike fields, and you can see it does damage. We're gonna have to run through there to get the items anyway, so. Even with a +10 claymore. Yeah, you guys are pretty tough. Yep, gonna have to run through there to get those little traps. Ow! I'm sorry, man. Yep. Gonna have to run through there to get that stuff. I think it's the only one on that side. Alright. Take this rope so you don't do any durability damage. 3 torches. Shard, 3 chunks, and a slab. Don't mind if I do. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it will do durability damage, so I would not recommend walking through here with your equipment on. Just making sure. Just making sure. Alright. Let's get our stuff back on. Rings. Let's put that on. I think I had clear bluestone. Yeah, we'll do something else. We will put that on. What else do we want? I mean, more physical defense is always good. Sure, why not? Well, Duke's the Freya does magic attack. We'll put that on for the fight. Alright. another spider door. And a whole bunch of spiders. Yeah, they're everywhere in here. So having a torch is actually not a bad idea. Alright, buddies. Need to hit at least one, and they should all come down. At least they all should, anyway. I say should, but, you know. There we go. Just funnel them to the door. There we go. Yep, just use the door to funnel them. Still a few more in here. We'll deal with them as they drop. With arrows. I'm pretty sure the spiders are pretty resistant to poison. Soul of a hero, gold pine resins. Not a bad idea. Alright. It's locked. We get the key from Duke Seldora. Great scythe, yeah, they like to drop weapons. Yeah, but this is locked. The key is with the Duke's Eldora, so we'll get that after the Duke's Freya. This is Manhunter O'Hare, which I believe is a addition to the Scholar of the First Sin. One of these doors is the ladder forward, another one is just, I think, a red NPC. Let's try this one first. Red NPC. He's really supposed to be a hint. No, he's wielding the pickaxe, which you can only get in this room. He's got the porcine shield and the peasant armor. Pretty chunky. He's just a regular Red Phantom. Yep, not invader, just a Red Phantom, but he's your hint of sorts. Oh, the torch. Yeah, but yeah, he's your hint at the secret in this room. Yep, it's actually right here. You can actually hear it. There's a little collision right here. It's a collision right here, which means it's a hidden item, but you need a pig to interact with it. Which means we have to lure a pig from the campsite all the way down here to get to it. And again, this guy's the hint, because he's wielding the pickaxe, got the porcine shield, he's got Homer bones, so. Alright, so before we go any further, we're actually going to try and do that now. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. Yeah, because I have to lure the pig all the way down here, fight through the enemies without killing the pig. It is going to be a pain, but hopefully we can get this done in one take. But I have to deal with the falconers. I don't want to deal with the falconers. Alright, so we have to get the pigs in there. Alright. Oh, that wasn't strong enough, huh? Great combustion it is. clear out the little falconers and all that fun stuff. Did we get the pig attention already? Nope, okay. Here, piggy, piggy, piggy. Let's go. Follow me. Although in hindsight, I should have cleared out most of the path before I get the pig's attention. But, oh well. Oh well, hindsight's 20/20, I guess. Oh, look at that aim. Oh, look at that. Oh. I'm just that good. Okay, I'm not that good. I'm just lucky. There we go. Come on, piggy piggies. Having two of them is actually probably pretty good, just in case I lose one of them, I don't have to do this again. Hey, what'd you maybe do? Ow. Alright. Come on, piggy piggies, let's go. And spiders, hopefully they just sit there, but they probably won't. Oh, they do just sit there. Okay. That's fine. Less enemies I have to deal with. Come on. Come on. Yeah, as long as we don't mess with any of the... Oh, really? Really? Whatever. Use the sconce as a little barrier. Yeah, there we go. It's a good thing I lit it on the way here. Or at least when we got here. I think I lost one of them. Piggy? Oh, he's trapped in the spiders. I want to get them both. There we go. Just in case I lose one. Come on. Come on. Yep. I think these pigs are special in that their little leash range is really, really big. Like, significantly bigger than a lot of enemies. Right. Come on, piggies. I think we can go this way. I think. I think we can do that. Well, we came anyway, so let's go. Yep. Come on. Let's go. We have truffles to uncover. Let's go. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah, there you go. Come on. Come on. Ow. Oh, there we go. No, okay, it's that way. It should lead this way. I think we go this way. I think they can path this way. Yep, they can path this way. Good. Question is, can they path, you know, A, B, and C? Come on. There you go. There you go. That's what I like to see. Ow. Stupid spiders. We'll just run across. Hopefully the pigs don't fall in there. But... There's gonna be so many spiders. I forgot to get a torch. I meant to grab the torch to light the sconce. Yep, once you get into this room, he'll actually program towards the spot. And he'll unbury it for you. There he goes. He did it. He did it for us. He ate the truffles. We got our pickaxe. Thanks, pig. Thanks. I'll let you live. For your services rendered, you get to stay alive. Let me go light the sconce. It's not needed, but I just wanted to light it anyway. It gives a little safe zone in that little room. Hey, pig, I let you live. Don't push it. Go. Little safe space. We'll climb the ladder and then we'll check out the pickaxe. There should be a bonfire in here, I think. Where's there? Oh, is there? I remember there being one, but... Alright, well anyway. Pickaxe. It should be a great hammer. Yep, a great hammer. Does thrust. Yep. A pickaxe used for mining, not intended as a weapon, but packs a powerful punch. This tool designed to crush hard rock, it can easily puncture weaker forms of armor. Yep. Yep. Save. 22 strength. Okay. Hi ho. Even though it has like a great sword moveset. So, yeah. Pickaxe. It's the only way to get it is to lead one of the pigs up from the campsites all the way down. Makes me want to put on a Gurm armor and pretend we're one of the 7 dwarves. I'll be sleepy. He knows what's up. Alright. Yeah, lots of little spiders in here. Lots of little spiders. We'll light a torch. Just help us see a little bit. I also have like 2.5 hours on the torch, so I'm like, It is a drop down, there's no way back up. And I don't remember there being any secret walls in here either. So there are a lot of little drop downs, nooks and crannies with spiders on the wall. Yep. There's hollows on the bottom. Alright, so where do we want to go first? Yeah, it's these spiders. Big old webs. Alright, we're actually going to go this way. And you are slowed on the webs, so don't go sprinting across. Alright. Whatever. Came on from there. So we can drop down here. Item here. Torch, don't mind if I do. burn is a Pharaoh's Lockstone. We'll always take those. Although we do have a source of infinite Lockstones back in the Doors of Pharaohs. I want to get over there, so I need to go over here. Yeah, but again, having a torch out keeps the spiders away. Don't really have to worry about them. Nothing over here. I thought there was. Alright. So we do it over there. We do it over there. I think we can go down. Or almost. I have to. And you can't jump up, so. Alright, so I guess we'll just go this way. There we go. Hello, spider. Radiant Life Gem we'll take. Guess we went this way. Just checking all the nooks and crannies. Yep. I think we can make this jump. There we go. Had to jump at the last second there. A Twilight Herb, we'll take it. Just restores some spell uses. Although, you didn't have to jump, you could have just, came up the web. But Mr. Farmer. Ah. Come here, you. Good drop. Got this Vihander. That makes I have 3 of those, so I'm like. Peasants. Alright. 5 corrosive urns. Not useful on offline. Oh, good job. Another parrying dagger. I have 5 of those at this point, maybe 4. Come here, you. Trying to clear out this room so we don't have to deal with them once we kill Freya. Simpleton's Splice. Take it. Won't be using it, but we'll take it. Yeah, I do recommend killing them before you take on the boss, because they will rush you after the boss is dead. Yeah, they'll rush in through the boss fog. We have Ashen Knight Boyd. Looks like a royal soldier. Won't be needing it, but there's Manhunter O'Hare, there's Bashful Ray, there's Ashen Knight Boyd. But alright, I think we're about ready. The question is, do we want a torch? If we have a torch, well, dear Freya's beyond this point. She has additional adds. Yeah, she has other little spiders in the arena as well. But if you have a torch on, they'll mostly leave you alone. Yeah, they'll try to get close, but then they'll back away. So if we have a torch out during this fight, we don't have to worry about the little guys. You can kill the little guys, but they do infinitely respawn as long as Freya's alive. So they will always be a nuisance they have to deal with. The torch just makes it less of a nuisance, I'll say. But yeah. And it's Duke's dear Freya. Yep, she's a big spider boss. She has 2 heads on either side. You can only injure her at the 2 heads. Yep. So you can't hurt her anywhere else unless there's a way to pierce her defense or her armor. Pickaxe maybe, but I don't know. I haven't tried it, but yeah. So a regular weapon will just bounce off her unless you hit her in her head. Yeah. And she has, your regular, little, I don't say mandibles. Her little feet by her head, she can swipe with those. She has bigger feet that she can stomp with. She can puke up corrosive acids. She has a arena sweeping beam, magic beam that's a bigger hitbox than its visuals. So if you do see her do that, just sprint in the direction it's beaming at, and you should be okay. You could try and dodge it, but again, the hitbox is a bit bigger than its visual, so you might mistime it. And it's pure magic damage, so it could hurt. Which reminds me, we'll probably keep that. I'll probably keep this set up. We'll probably focus on pyromancies, because again, she's weakest to the fire, so we'll just run up to her head and just blast her with combustion. And then we'll use a herb. We'll use a twilight herb just to get our cast back. We'll use a repair powder as well, just to be sure. And we'll keep her torch, because we'll be using pyromancies, but yep. So Duke's dear Freya. She's the last old one we'll have to beat. Yep. And she's pretty straightforward. She can be difficult just because she is big, so her attacks are pretty large. It is possible to, again, her heads can come off, and since they're the only parts that you can attack, it is possible to knock both her heads off, and she can still be alive. Unlikely, but it is possible. It'll get you to a point where you can't kill her, and you have to quit out and reload and all that stuff. Yep. I think the only way to actually do that is to use the pyromancy warmth, which heals her a little bit, and that will cause her to have enough health that you can knock her heads off. Yep. And at that point, she just berserks all around. You can't kill her. She's immune to poison, so that doesn't work. Yeah. But yeah, the main biggies are the arena sweeping magic beam, the little spiders in the arena. Yep. Other than that, just gonna get close, get a few combustions off, back away. Yep. I think we should be okay. Let's put on our bigger radiant gem. We'll keep our charcoal resin in case I want to swing with my sword. But all right, shall we do this? The Duke's dear Freya. All right. Here she is, her little ass. Luckily, again, they should just go away. That's the corrosive acids. Ow. Let's just heal up. Pretty good. Oh, that was a bit further than I thought. That goes out further than I thought as well. Thought I dodged in time. Jeez, that goes out really far. Or she lunges a little bit, I think. Alright, so she definitely follows that up if you're close. We missed. She raised her head up. Webs. There's the beam, just run this way. Should be okay. Ah. Yeah, that's a really big lunge. Head back here. You gotta stand back. Ow. There goes her head. So now we have to get the other head. There's a slight delay to it, so I'm not getting used to it. Soul of the Duke's dear Freya. Ah, she gave us a lot more trouble than it's worth. Duke's dear Freya. Yeah, she gave us a lot more trouble than it's worth. Yeah. Yeah, again, you just attack her face. That's all you have to do. Just kind of try and avoid her stomps, smack her face. And she shoots out corrosive acids. She shoots out little silk balls, whatever they are, whatever you want to call them. That will slow you down if you get hit. So it makes the fight a lot worse. But yeah, your little Ash just walking around with mommy gone. They're kind of whatever. Yep. A little arena-wide sweeping beam. Then just run in the direction it's sweeping to, and you should be fine. All in all, not too bad. Not too bad. Did some decent damage against her with their combustions and whatnot. Yeah, you see, we did knock her head off. It does persist. So you can come over here and play soccer with her face. And all in all, not too bad, not too bad. Again, her little lunging bite attack has a slight delay to it, and again, I am terrible at delayed attacks, so getting hit by that is not surprising. Duke's dear Freya, not too bad, not too bad. We got her soul. It's not a great soul like this one. It's actually just like the other ones. Soul of the Duke's dear Freya, the Writhing Ruin's Keeper. The Writhing Ruin is an ancient thing whose shadow remains cast over the land. It first took possession of a solitary insect, but grew its power, feasting on the wealth of twisted souls found in the land. Using the special soul of the Keeper to acquire new souls or something great. Yep. The Writhing Ruin is an ancient thing whose shadow remains cast over the land. Writhing Ruin. Maybe Seath, because in his Seath of Scaleless has like little tentacle legs that kind of writhe around, and he did bring Ruin to his place, but yeah, cast over the land. Cast over the land. First took possession of a solitary insect, a spider. Yep. Yeah, but it's not one of these souls. One of these souls is in there. Yep, it's in there. That is an ancient dragon. Yeah. Apparently it's been feasting on it. Or its corpse anyway. Or maybe it's made its body's nest? I don't know what you want to call it. But the Duke's dear Freya. Again, not too bad. Yeah, apparently she's in Night Rain as well, though I've never gotten that far to actually find her, but yeah. But anyway, Duke's dear Freya. I put the torch away, they come at us. Which is fine. Once the Freya's down, they don't respawn, or they don't jump back in. Great soul embraced. We embraced the great soul, but we didn't get it. Yeah, because the great soul is in that thing. It's in there. We'll have to use the Ashen Mist Heart to get to it. But we embraced the soul, we didn't get it. So now, that actually means Freya is not an old one. She's just a regular boss. This is the great old one. It's soul embraced, I guess. I know it's weird. It's weird. Big old pit. Big old pit. Alright. Let's press onward. It is kind of dark in here. And at least it'll lead us to... That is the Duke Seldora. The Lord's private chamber. He is considered a hollow. He's got the Seldora set. I think he has an S-Stock. Excuse me, Duke. He drops the Brightstone Key, Branch of Yore, and a Dark Quartz Ring +1. Yep. The Brightstone Key is the key we need to use to unlock the door leading into the little spider web area. Yep. So killing him gives us another Branch of Yore, which is always welcomed. And here is a cage. The cage busted open. Was this what... This contained the insect that was Freya, that became the giant spider, that the writhing ruin possessed. Oh, this is Duke Seldora. Yep. You know, the Duke's dear Freya, as it's called. Where are you? That's the Seldora Den Key. Fools that ventured into Seldora, unaware of the ancient deed, it still haunts the cove, are transfigured into unspeakable malformations. Ancient deeds that still haunt the cove. Yep. But we want Brightstone Key. Yep. Key to Brightstone Cove, Seldora. The eccentric Lord Seldora, known for his fascination with spiders, built a town and a personal fortune by mining Brightstone. One day the town was overrun by spiders. But Lord Seldora only stood by and watched, eerily contented. Well, he loved his spiders. Yep. Alright. Through here we have another primal bonfire. Since we embraced all 4 great souls, we'll have a guest. Ladies and gentlemen, Oldia, Scholar of the First Sin. Hello, man.
No one has come this far, not for a very long while. Young Honor, do you wish to shed this curse? Then accept the fate of your ilk, and face the trials that await you. Unless You have already joined the crestfallen.
No, we have not.
Young Hollow, there are but two paths. Inherit the order of this world, or destroy it. Only a true monarch can make such a choice. Very few indeed have come even this far. And yet your journey is far from over. Outgrown Hollow, have you what it takes? Truly?
Well, yes we do. We are monarchs in the making. We can either destroy the world or inherit the order.
Young Hollow, seek after Vendrick. He who almost became a true monarch. The Vendrick is certain to guide your way. Fledgling Hollow, may we meet again?
Aldia, Scholar of the First Sin. If his first appearance is when you embrace all the great souls. Yep. And he'll show up at whatever primal bonfire you're at. Not this one particularly, but whatever the last one you light. Yep. If you don't kill all the old ones, I don't think he shows up. I think you have to beat all the old ones for him to show up. So if you don't see him in your game, it's probably because you haven't done all the old ones. But I could be wrong on that. I tend to beat all the old ones anyway, so yeah. Yep, so we'll meet him again. Yep, I know for sure in the Undead Crypt, up in Dragon's Aeries. Trying to think where else we'll meet him. We'll meet him in a few spots. Yeah, those two for sure. Yep, and he'll pose a question for us, and we'll have to answer. We'll have to pick an answer, but... Alright. Yep, well, yeah, we'll see him again, that's for sure. Primal bonfire lit. Primal bonfire was rekindled. Return to Majula. At least for now, I'll have to come back. Alright. Emerald Herald. We got all the old ones, but all the primal bonfires. What's next?
You are blessed with a myriad of souls. Bearer of the curse, make your way to the castle.
That's it? Just, you have the souls, make your way to the castle? That's it? Really? That's it?
Those who come to Drangelic seeking salvation soon lose hope and turn hollow. It happens to them all, sooner or later. That blue knight at the base of the tower, his spirit is already broken. Although he does offer sound advice. Perhaps he is a fool.
Alright. That's really all you had to say, huh? Really? Well, don't think
You've been long. Well.
I don't think you update your inventory yet. No. Okay.
No interest.
Let's go check in on Kale, because the map should have updated by now. Oh, Kale. We're coming for you. There should be another lit. Yep. I think it's this one over here.
Even more flames have appeared. I don't know what causes it.
It's us beating bosses, that's what causes it. Yeah, there should be 3 more flames on this board. I think one's Nissandra or the Thornwatcher Defender, one of those two. I think it's Nissandra. There's, what's his name? I think the Looking Glass Knights and Velstadt? I think. I'm not quite sure, but I know Nissandra's one of them. I'm pretty sure Velstadt's one of them. Vendrick might be one of them. Who knows? But we have some more fires to light before Kale will give us his stuff. Yeah. You gotta light all the fires on that map. Talk to him, and then he'll give you his stuff. But we have ways to go before that. All right. We're back to the bonfire real quick because we have one more thing to do before we close out. Let's go back to Redstone Cove. We have the key to that door, and we're going to unlock it and going to see what's inside. We're just going to run right to it. Come on. Wasn't quite fast enough, but that's fine. Them. Alright, trigger this little trap. Hang up by the fire. And this door, yep, this door. This requires the Brightstone Cove key. I think it's the. Hold on. It's this key, Brightstone key. Yep. Use the Brightstone key. Yep. There's be some more spiders in here. I think I saw him. Yep, there he is. Well, it's going to be a little trap, so might as well just trigger it, I guess. There we go. I saw you. Ow. Come here. I knew it. Going to the chest causes them to spring up. I'm pretty sure you're trapped, so... Not trapped. But we have... the Black Knight Ultra Great Sword, Great Fireball, another Fire Seed. Nice. Some goodies. If they're Ultra Great Sword. 30 strength. Oof. The Ultra Great Sword by knights who served a long Lord of Light in a long forgotten age. Yep. They remained challenging visitors to the land. Yep. Same as all the other Black Knight weapons. We've also got Great Fireball. Yep. The strongest form of Fireball. Creates a giant fireball that hurls at foes. The Exalted Flame, long pinned after. Even it would scorch our very flesh. Yep. 3 uses, very strong, pretty big, splash damage. We can get more copies of these. But that requires killing the salamanders in Forest of the Giants, and I don't feel like doing that. Especially if the drop rate is low, it's not worth it. I might be tempted, depending on how well this one does in particular, but I don't know. I'll think about it. I'm pretty sure it does the same amount of damage as Flame Swath, or Flame Swath, or whatever you want to call it. So, alright. Get our homeward bone. Wasn't quick enough. I want to talk to horn effects, and I want to have to deal with these guys. Or get petrified. Alright. More you guys. Alright, Orn effects. I have the Duke's Dear Freya.
Hello. What can I do for you?
I want to check to see what Freya gives us. She gives us a Spider Fang, curved sword. Forged from the soul of Duke's Dear Freya. Its blade is coated with a sticky silk that is cast with each strong attack, slowing enemy movement. Supposedly the Duke himself, an eccentric soul fascinated with spiders, went on to take a form that was far from human. Far from human. Good. Alright, that's interesting. Saying I don't know, that's kind of odd. Unless it means he became like a hollow or something like that, but I don't know. Or we have Spider Silk. Thrusting swords, needle-like blade can easily pierce the stem of the toughest armor. Supposedly the Duke himself, an eccentric. Yep. Strong attack is a shield pierce. Cool. Looks like the hand guards a spider shape. So that's actually pretty cool. Scaling and dexterity, huh?
Come again.
Alright. Cool. Alright, so now we'll go back to Majula and we'll call an episode. Yep. Alright, and with that, we'll call an episode. Yep. We finished up Brightstone Cove. Yep. Start off the bonfire by Orn effects down that little bottom area. Yep, we just kind of ran it through some enemies to the room past Orn effects. Get to the drop down to open the door to the next little section. Yep. Not a big section, no. Just a bunch more spiders. Another infected hollow with a spider on its back. You could have gotten invaded by the Forlorn, but luckily we didn't. Yep. And we eventually lit that little sconce by that little doorway we exit out of, but we did eventually do that. And I think the first thing we did was took the doorway opposite where we came out of. Led us to like a little room with the stairs, another room, leading us to an item on a corpse, which was, I think, just a large shard. Yeah. Large shard. I mean, we'll take it. I mean, free money is free, I say. Then we grab the shard, drop it back down, and then we used our throwing knives to bust open a door. A door with a bunch of sand on the other side. So if you do open it the normal way, I think it doesn't open if I remember right. I think if you try to open it, it won't open. I think you have to actually hit it open. But if you do that, you'll get smacked by the sand coming out. It won't kill you outright, but it does do some damage. It does knock you back, so just be careful. And on the other side is two locked doors that require the Seldora Den key to open, with two chests. Yep, two chests. The chest on the left, it was trapped. It's a bomb trap. I think it's a unique trap, actually, if I remember right. I don't think any other chest has that trap, which is a bomb. And once it went off, we heard Crane go, chuckle, saying, that'll leave a scar. Yeah, so, no matter who you side with, they'll make that little comment about, the trap and all that stuff. But, I'm trying to remember what was in the chests. But that chest had 10 rusted coins, so definitely useful. Hard to get, but useful. And the other chest, the metal chest, had the engraved gauntlets. A very unique little gauntlets. Yeah, it has a small chance of activating like a critical hit modifier on your attacks. Don't know the exact percentages. It might be like a 2x modifier or something like that, but it should make a little chiming sound when it goes off. So it's subtle. You might miss it, but you'll definitely notice the damage. That's for sure. But interesting weapon, or interesting gauntlets. And then after that, I think we went back up to see if Crane was still there, to see if we could talk to him, but he wasn't. I think he's gone for the game now. This little quest line's done. Yep, so after that, we went back down, and then we crossed the little bridge over the little spiky rocks. Yep. We cleared out the little peasants first. And then once we cleared them out, we disrobed, took off all our equipment so we don't destroy it in the process, and we ran through the spiked field. Yeah. It doesn't do that much damage, but it can break equipment if you're not careful. Yeah. It does do durability damage, and it does it does a lot. I remember it doing a lot. So best just to take off all your equipment and just run through it. I think one of the things was one of the items was a torch, and the other one was a Titanite shard, 3 chunks, and a slab. Yep, we got another slab. We have a ton of slabs. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's a lot. 8 slabs, it's a lot. Yeah. And then after that, so we cleared out the little spiky area, put our equipment back on, went through the spider doors. Yep, the spider doors. Leading us into a big room with a ton of spiders on the ceiling. I think we used our our throwing knives to grab one of their attentions, and I think once we killed it, we triggered the other ones. Either that, or we got at some point in the room, you'll trigger the trap. Almost all of them will come down and swarm you. So yeah, so we basically used the door we came in to kind of funnel them, just so we don't get surrounded. Took care of them that way. There's another sconce in that room. Didn't quite light it just yet, but I do recommend lighting it just to give you like a little safe zone for the spiders. And then we grabbed the soul of a hero and something else. I think there was another item in that room. I think it's another soul item. And then we pulled one of the levers on the back wall. Yep. I think we did the right one. Yeah, the right lever had a red phantom in it, which was probably the only hint you got about the pickaxe. Yep, it's a red phantom, hollow, who's wielding the pickaxe as well as the porcelain shield. Yep. So that's kind of your only hint, really. That's really your only hint. Which, I don't know. I mean, it basically means you have to lure one of the pigs up at the campsite at the beginning of the Brightstone Cove and lead them all the way down to that little room for them to unbury the pickaxe. I know, it's odd. It's odd. It is the only way to get the pickaxe in this game is to do that little events, quests, whatever you want to call it. But we dealt with the hollow, grabbed the homeward bones behind it, opened up the other door, just revealed a infested hollow with a spider on its back. Yep. And then at that point we warped back up to the campsite, cleared out the falconers, got the pigs' attentions, and dragged them all the way down. Yep, all the way down into that room. Yep, gotta clear out the peasants along the way, disabled the ball traps, ignored most of the spiders, at least tried to anyway. Because against once you open that one chest before the prowling magus, the spiders activate if you go through that room. But luckily I lit the sconces on either end, so they're kind of trapped in that room, luckily. Though I did have to clear them out to get the pigs to come in, to make their way through. And then it was the hope, the prayers for them to actually follow us down. You have to do drop downs at certain points they can make, and at some points they can't. So the path I took is probably the most direct path you could take them with, because I know they will drop down that one side where we went down from the Magus Arena down to where Peyton and Creighton were fighting. They can do that little drop down and then go through the other area, little drop down again. They can do that one into the little the area before the bridge with the stone spikes. Yeah, so those are the two drop downs I know of. It's probably the quickest way down with them, with the pigs. Yeah, they can path those little paths. So, yep. So we dragged them across the bridge into the big room with all the spiders. Once they enter that room, they'll go unbury the pickaxe. Yep, they'll de-aggro off you for a moment. They'll sniff the truffles, they'll eat the truffles, revealing the pickaxe. Yep. So at that point, I clear out the spiders, one of the pigs, and the pig who undid the truffles for the pickaxe. I let him live. He deserved it. So we got the pickaxe. I lit the sconce at that point. Up the ladder, through on the other door. We made our way into the dark web room, whatever you want to call it. The room before the boss fight. So, had my torch on to keep the spiders off of us. Just kind of worked our way across, yeah. Kind of like zigzagged across the webbing just to get all the nooks and crannies. There's a Twilight Herb, Soul Item, I think a Ferrous Lockstone, I think another torch. Yeah. Just some useful things. Yeah, clear out the spiders along the way. I do recommend that, because otherwise they will swarm you once Freya's dead. So that you don't want that to happen. So just clear them out before you go in. So I cleared them out, took care of the halls on the bottom, and then we kind of did a quick prepare to fight Freya. And then we went to fight the Duke's dear Freya. Yep. Although she's the final boss on that leg, she is technically not a great one. She's not an old one. Nope. She is not. Because her soul is not like the others. Yeah. This is the Soul of the Sinner, Old Iron King, the Rotten, and that's the Duke's dear Freya. So she's technically not an old one, which is okay. Yeah. So we just used our pyromancies to blow her head off, used the torch to keep the other spiders away, and just kind of whittled her down. Yep. Poor fight. It was a poor fight. I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't do that very well, but I mean, it's the Duke's dear Freya. She's kind of odd. Yeah, she's big enemy. She has pretty big attacks, so it's kind of some delayed attacks, which always get me. But I mean, she's not a bad fight. I mean, she could be worse, but she's not bad. I mean, we did eventually knock one of her heads off, so she turned around and we dealt with her other head, and we beat her up. Yeah. We burned her to a crisp anyway. Yep, so we killed her, slapped on our serpent ring real quick to get extra souls out of that fight. Dealt with the other spiders in the room. Went towards the, I would say, mummified dragon on the other end of the arena, towards the red glowing spot below it. Interacted with that, and that was the Great Soul. Yeah. We interacted with that, and it said Great Soul Embraced, which means that, well, we didn't get the Great Soul. The Great Soul is actually in the dragon. We need the Ashen Mist Heart to actually get to it, but so it's going to be a while before we get that soul, but we did technically embrace it, so unless the soul is the writhing ruins in the item description, it could be true. I mean, the writhing ruins sounded like a presence, presence is probably the best way to describe it. A presence over the area that influenced its, let's say, environments. So that the dragon soul might eventually become the writhing ruin, but I don't know. I'm just speculating. But embrace the soul down the corridor where we encountered Duke Seldora himself. At least what became of him anyway. Just another hollow. Backstabbed him, looted his body for the Seldora key, or the Brightstone key, Freya Branch of Yore, and a Dark Quartz Ring +1. Yep. And that little room was also like a cage that had a busted opening, which was probably where the Duke's Freya was kept before it got possessed by the writhing ruin and became the monster it eventually became. So, yep, a lot of environmental storytelling right there. And so after that, went down the hallway, lit the primal bonfire. Well, at least try to light the bonfire, but we got blasted back by Aldia, Scholar of the First Sin. Yep. He first shows up at the last old one you beat. Yep. He'll show up at that primal bonfire, whichever one you light last. Yeah, so we talked to him. He talked about how, he'll keep an eye on us because we're a fledgling hollow that has half a making of a monarch, and we should seek Vendrick out, the last one who almost became a true monarch who could decide the fate of the world, kind of thing. So, yeah, we'll meet him again. That's for sure. And so we lit the bonfire, came back to Majula, talked with her, checked with Kale, went back to Brightstone Cove Seldora, to the room, or the big room with a bunch of spiders, past the little spike pit. Because there was a locked door in there, which requires the Brightstone key to open. Yeah, so we opened it up. There was a room with a bunch of spiders in the alcoves. Another door we had to open up, and at that point the spiders activated, became aggressive, took care of them, opened up the chest in the last room, got our Black Knight Ultra Great Sword, Great Fireball, another Fire Seed, which I could probably turn in to upgrade our Pyromancy Flame, but we got some good rewards out of that. Got some good stuff. Yep. And then after that, we came back here, and that was it. Yep. Finished up the Brightstone Cove Seldora, the Duke's Dear Freya, the last bonfire, primal bonfire, and now we're ready to go to Drangelic Castle. Yep, there it is. Yep. So next episode, we're making our way to Drangelic Castle. Starting the end, starting the mid-game? Either the end of the mid-game or the beginning of the end game, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell, because what we've been doing so far is just kind of the setup. So once we get to Drangelic Castle, that's where the game really gets difficult, annoying, whichever word you want to use. But yeah, so shouldn't be too bad. It is raining, so we can make use of our lightning spears and lightning weapons. Yep. Enemies up there should be more susceptible to lightning, so we'll switch back over to our faith-ish build. Yeah. But, yeah. So yeah, that's the plan. Next episode, stepping into Drangelic Castle. But again, that's for another episode. And I thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all next time.